Well, Ross, thanks for joining us. Been such difficult circumstances. To what extent did that have an impact on the result?
It impacts it, Dave, but I think by no means will. I think you would know by now. I'm not an excuse maker. We did everything that we could in our power today to come out here and win a game of football, and we didn't. So, yes, I think there's been, the way it's built up this week. It's obviously had a bit of a hit on us, but at the same time, by no means am I going to throw that out as an excuse.
How much training, how much preparation time did you actually have with the group of players?
About 10 minutes on the pitch this morning. First time I've been allowed out my house today in terms of contact with the players. So in their tracksuits this morning, I named the team. This morning I sat about 12:30, 12:45 today. I named the team and then walked through some bits that I thought might influence or impact the game. So it wasn't a training session because everyone was in their tracksuit and their trainers.
And once again, we saw a stronger second half performance from the side.
Yeah, and I'll take a little bit of responsibility for that, Dave. I think there's certain elements in our game that we obviously have been changing at half times, and when they come off and you get back in the game, everyone says what a great team talk or a piece of work you must have done at half time. So I'll take a little bit of that responsibility. That clearly there's things in the first half we need to adjust, and potentially if we can do that quicker, we've got more of a chance of not going behind or actually going in front.
Things didn't go Leyton Orient's way. Dan Johnson, was he offside?
Well, I think he was in an offside position. So what I would say to that is that at half-time, the referee's answer to me was that the defender and the attacker kicked it. So make of that what you like. I don't know how that counts. If a defender and the attacker kicks it at the same time, well, I don't know. So I think he was in an offside position would be my answer to that. But at the same time, if our player and their player have both made contact with it at the same time, I don't know if that's classified in the rules as an offside. Penalty
appeals in both halves.
Yes, I think they probably would deserve to have a penalty, and I've not walked off the pitch in many games since I've been in this role as a manager, and both managers are both upset with the referee. I think they should have had a penalty in the first half. I felt as though, although both Ruel's ones in the second half both looked very soft, they were fouls. One was a push, and the other one, the guy stepped on his foot. So you can say how easy he goes down, or shouldn't have gone to the floor. He fouled him. So we could have had two, but it's what it is.
They didn't create many chances in the first half. The first goal went down as an own goal to Sam Ling. That seemed a bit harsh to me.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Didn't notice that something during the half. Haven't seen it back yet, so that does surprise me, to be honest. I think I'm disappointed with the amount of goals that we are conceding. Albeit, we've managed in previous games to bounce back, but I've got no criticism today of the lads. People have put their bodies on their line, people have put their welfare at stake, and I think all of us are all in a grey area with this virus and a real lack of understanding of what it can do to you. So the fact that we've been sort of pushed in the direction of playing a game of football today has always concerned me all the way through, because I worry for the welfare of our people, our players, our staff, and that's what was the most important thing for me today, albeit it was a bonus if we'd have come out of it with something.
I'd imagine if you look at the fixture list, especially between now and early November, those concerns will be emphasised, because it's 2 matches a week, isn't it?
Yes, and I think that was the worry for us. He's okay, yet today being postponed would have meant a build-up in the fixture list somewhere else further down the line, but we've now had to put our players straight out of being sat indoors doing a Zoom call for training 2 mornings in the week into a football match, which to call this an elite level of football, if you like, professional athletes shouldn't have to be put into the position that they have been today. And then, like you say, we now have a very extensive fixture programme, which means that the boys are very little time to recover, and off the back of having such a serious, or what we all keep talking about as a very serious virus, he's worrying.
And is that decision with the Football League?
I think so. I think there's been a number of different people and organisations, if you like, throughout the last 2 weeks that have I feel we've been at times been exposed a little bit and making our own decisions, and I feel that we've been put today in a very, very difficult position. But as I said, that is my opinion on the scenario, on the situation. Don't want anybody to think I'm making or using that as an excuse for not winning the game today.
It's a very long journey to Barrow on Saturday, Wimbledon before then. How many players do you think you'll have available to select? How many of these players will have to play on Tuesday?
There'll be a number of them that have to play on Tuesday, which look, it's we either embrace this or we moan about it, sit back and whinge. We're not going to whinge, we're going to dust ourselves down. I'm pleased with the spirited approach and performance and attitude of the boys today. The first half didn't go our way, it didn't go according to the plan that we walked through before the game, but we've played against a good team, so let's not take anything away from Cheltenham today. Probably in a very difficult scenario, coming here and having to play against us after all the stories and etc. that have gone with it. So don't want to take anything away from him. It's a good team, and unfortunately for us, we've come up against a good team with very little preparation. Any
chance of increasing the squad?
I'm hoping so. I've had a couple of conversations outside the 87 Zoom calls I've had this week about COVID. One or two about incoming players, so I'm hoping that at the early part of next week there'll potentially be one, if not, if we can do it too.
Can I ask the positions?
I'm looking at defenders, and then the other ones are sort of a bit of a grey area because we've got a couple of options in terms of what we can do. So I think first and foremost the group needs boosting in terms of the support that we can give to the boys that have gone out there and are going to have to go out there again on Tuesday. The much needed numbers, the opportunity for people to look over their shoulder and rest is going to be a welcome one. So we think we're very close to bolstering the squad. We also lose Ruel tomorrow for 9 days due to international duty, so fantastic for him getting called up to Cyprus under 21s, but obviously that leaves us a number short in terms of numbers for Tuesday night as well.
Almost don't want to ask this question. Any injuries today?
Ruel actually had a bag of ice on his ankle, but I don't think there was anything too much on that. I think for me, Dave, it was with all the investigations, with all the medical advice we've been given certainly in the last week, it was for me to see a group of lads that have gone out there today walk on and then walk off the pitch in safety, and that their welfare was in good spirits. So I'm confident on that front, and that's what's I think got to be the most reassuring thing for all of us today.